Hey guys, what's going on? It's 2 Minutes to Review. I'm Matt.
And I'm Zach.
If you haven't joined us for one of these, this is our review show where we give new album reviews, and the longest review in under 2 minutes wins. New album just recently came out, yesterday, in fact, and we both had a chance to listen to it. Zach, why don't you tell them what it is?
Well, it's the mighty return of the Virginia Metal Masters, Lamb of God.
Was that your metal voice?
That's my metal voice. Listen, as soon as I did it, I was like, oh, that just sounds weak. I also, all I think about whenever I hear, I know Lamb of God, it's like supposed to be a masculine, crazy metal name, but all I think about is, because I would always take my mom to concerts when I was younger, and whenever Lamb of God was on the bill, she'd always just be like, Lamb of God. So like, I just always hear that in the back of my head instead of the Lamb of God. But that's besides the point. Believe it or not, it's actually been over 5 years, or just about 5 years, since we've heard new material from Lamb of God. They've released a covers album under Burn the Priest, but it's been a while since we heard new songs from them. And not only that, but this is the self-titled album is actually their first without Chris Adler, their first with drummer Art Cruz behind the kit. So without a doubt, Lamb of God's self-titled album is probably one of the most hyped and talked about albums of 2020 in the metal realm. So without further ado, I say we start giving our reviews. Matt, would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
You know what? Let's have you go first. I'm really curious to hear what you have to say on this one.
Well, shucks.
Aww.
No pressure.
There's lots of pressure because you have to give a good review in under 2 minutes. You're not good at staying under 2 minutes.
I'm average.
All right, ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
So if you're not already a fan of Lamb of God's past work and you're hoping for some weird reason that the self-titled album might actually change your mind on the band, then you need to stop listening to this review immediately, because this might be as close to a meat and potatoes album from Lamb of God as we've ever gotten. And if you didn't like the music that they produced before, you're not gonna like it now. In fact, the only real surprising moment on this album came with the song Bloodshot Eyes, which uses kind of a mix of harsh and clean vocals to essentially come off as Lamb of God's attempt to create a song that could easily be on hard rock radio or like a channel like Octane on Sirius XM. Besides that song, though, songs like Roots, Reality Bath, Gears, and On the Hook really do prove that Lamb of God are still as brutal, vicious sounding as ever. And moreover, I want to note that because normally Randy's clean vocals on more recent songs have been hit or miss, but on the way they use the clean vocals in the intro to Memento Mori, the first song on the album, it's really a great eerie prelude to the abrasiveness that's about to come, and that song in particular really is a great way to start off the album. And side note, Art Cruz kills it with the grooves and the drumming. He perfectly complements the killer riffs and solos, and he really does prove that he is the perfect person to replace Chris Adler behind the kit, which many would have thought was impossible. However, of all that said, the truth is this album becomes predictable rather fast. And at no point did I find myself going, wow, this is incredible. I did not see this coming, like I've said to myself in past songs. But predictable is not an insult or even necessarily a bad thing in this instance, because at no point did I think that the band was sounding tired or bored. It really just further solidified that Lamb of God have created their own unique formula and have once again created a really unique, fun, enjoyable metal album that is a great addition to their in-depth catalog.
All right. You got a time and your star rating.
Star rating, 3.5 stars.
All right.
Listen, you're not getting revolutionary metal out of Lamb of God at this point. They made it clear that you know what you're going to get with them, and it's still good. It's still enjoyable.
Okay.
So, Matthew, are
Zach,
you ready?
I am ready.
Now you've got something to review for. Boom! Lamb of God pun. 3, 2, 1.
So with this new album, yeah, it really does sound like, and Zach said it a lot, it does seem like Lamb of God wanted to bolster their catalog with new tracks that sounded like their old tracks. There's really not too much to this album in the way of new. It sounds like what you've always gotten from Lamb of God, but there are certain bright spots on the album, like Memento Mori. Zach mentioned the track, but to me, it sounds like a very Marilyn Manson-esque type opening to the album. It's a really cool track. And then later on, like Zach also mentioned, we got Bloodshot Eyes. To me, it sounds like, they finally decided to step out of their shell and do something a little bit different. And it comes out sounding a little like Spine Shank, but it's not bad. I like that they gave us something that's a little bit of a surprise. But there are some kind of moments on here where I'm like, why? And that really comes in the form of Roots with Chuck Billy. I really compare this track to what Killswitch Engage just did with him. It sounds like the same exact type of track and the same exact kind of song. So why do you need to do something like that? If you're going to do this album and you're going to do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always gotten. And it's really just kind of middle of the road Lamb of God.
Damn. So, star rating.
2.5.
Listen, I think it sounds like I enjoyed the record more than you, but I also can't really disagree. I think we've said this before. It's predictable. It's a predictable album from them. Yeah.
Yeah, there's really not much else that you can say about it. The one point that I didn't make was their other track, Reality Bites. Reality Bath. Excuse me, because I can read my own handwriting. It sounded the verses sound a little bit Slipknot-ish, which wasn't a bad thing. I like that, but there's not enough of those moments on the album. It's like, this is really enjoyable, or I didn't just hear this track, or I could go back and listen to Now You've Got Something to Die For. And hear something different.
You said Roots, and I was actually about to say that was that was one of my favorite songs off the album because musically it sounded good. But then you made a great point. All right, Killswitch did that already. Like it kind of like not that it's the same exact band, but like, yeah, it's good and it's enjoyable at the moment, but kind of forgettable.
Right. It's like you know what you're going to get with Chuck Billy, and if he just did a track with somebody else, why are you going to try to do the same exact thing and really sound just like what Killswitch did with him?
Yeah. You know what, though? Our opinions really don't matter. Let's get this review laid to rest. Boom, another LOG.
But
boom, boom, boom. So, the scores, the times, that's what's really important.
All right, Zach.
My 3.5-star review, what was the timing?
Like I said, you're not really good at staying under 2 minutes.
Screw you.
2 minutes, 14:63.
I actually felt good about that one too. I was like, oh yeah, I got this. Damn it. Well, Matt, your 2.5-star rating was at 1 minute and 21 seconds.
That's okay.
It was a short review, but you won by a technicality. I don't think you should be proud of that. I'm just saying.
I am proud of it because if they gave us more, I would have given more. How much can I say about Lamb of God that their back catalog doesn't already say about what this new album is?
Oh, that's funny. That's actually really funny. But you know what? Those were our opinions. Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Are we way off? Are we right on the money? Let us know what you think on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, some social media platform that we probably are on and we didn't even realize it. At Epic Footnote, we want to hear from you. And thanks so much for listening, and we hope you tune in for another episode soon.
See ya!